Today we find out if the Pop Tab is mightier than the sword. Even a simple Google image search for Pop Tab Chainmail turns up hundreds of results. People are even selling this stuff on Etsy. As far as I'm aware though, nobody's really tested whether it'll actually hold up to a proper blow from a sword. And while it might seem obvious that it won't, the thing is, it just might. See, from what I've read, chainmail was primarily intended to protect you from slicing attacks. That said, traditional chainmail would have been made from steel rings, not aluminum. And steel is much more resilient. Because of the way that chainmail protects you, even for as flimsy as pop tabs are, I think we might just get away with our lives. To keep things interesting, I've decided to use two swords. A nice sturdy one that I found online, and one that I'm making from heavy-duty aluminum foil. Honestly, I'm just curious to see if there's any difference in results between them. All right, with the background out of the way, let's get into the build. So I actually scooped this package of 10,000 pop tabs from eBay for only about 40 bucks. Supposedly, these are high-quality pop tabs. I don't really know what that means, but I assume it's a good thing. Are they just loose in here? Oh, that's hilarious. Dude, I feel like the Scrooge McDuck of pop tabs. Right, so with so many tabs, there's actually a method here. The first step is to remove these awkward little ring from your tab. Next up, we gotta cut the tabs. So I'm just gonna line that up with the middle there, because apparently the staple remover gives the perfect amount of bend. We're gonna bend down, and then apparently this is your link. So I'm gonna see if I can enlist some buddies to help.
Seems like the sort of thing that's going to give you carpal tunnel.
So this might not look like a lot, but this is about 1/3 of the box that we started out with. I think this is roughly enough. I think it's just gonna be better to kind of get started. Like I showed way at the beginning, the tabs basically just link to each other. What I'm learning, and I'll show you up close, the easiest way I'm finding to link these together is actually to put them down on the table and then kind of just push down and slide to link them together. The other thing is, because they're metal, they don't stretch like a t-shirt, but it should be about t-shirt sized. So I'm thinking about just going for like kind of a big scoop neck. So let's recap. This guy right here has been outfitted fully in an aluminum pop tab chainmail suit. Feels pretty protective, looks pretty good. So to test this guy out, we're obviously gonna need some kind of a blade. I picked up an actual sword online. The other thing I wanna try though is actually making an aluminum sword. Alrighty, so while I was at the store the other day picking up some stuff, I got this official no brand aluminum foil. I think I'm gonna try outlining like a general sword shape and then using a bunch of layers kind of folded back and forth and then see if I can hammer it over itself to kind of attempt to forge this a little bit. We're gonna be applying heat to let the metal melt into itself. I don't know if that's doing crap. What's your idea?
The only thing that I could think is if you had sharp edge where you would be applying more pressure to one particular spot.
Definitely making the middle stiffer. All right, so what we're gonna attempt now is we're gonna try rolling this into kind of like one piece rather than folding it over afterward. I think that was just causing it to separate as I tried to hammer it into itself. So this time we're gonna try and make more of like a rod or a tube and then flatten that. And now I'm gonna pound it after applying some heat. I could do a longer piece like I was doing yesterday, but I think that honestly, I'm not gonna be able to get an edge on this, so there's not much reason to make it really long. I'm gonna try to focus on getting a good point on it so there's the potential for it to stab through the armor rather than to slice through. After taking it through the sander, I'm actually getting kind of an edge on it. I just tested it out on this piece of paper and it does indeed stab. I think that this is what we're gonna go with. So now we're on to our other option, which is an actual freaking sword. Look at this thing. You could tell that it's pretty crappy quality, but it is full tang, so it should, since it's high carbon steel, be theoretically battle ready. When these come from China, they are not sharp at all. Look at this, I'm really trying to kill myself. We needed a way to sharpen it. Now, I am not a sword sharpening expert, but apparently people say online that you can use these things, which, I mean, it's a handheld kitchen knife sharpener. So we're gonna take a stab at that. For some reason, I'm having a bit of a difficult time getting this one side to sharpen. I'm using this knife sharpener, which should just be putting an edge straight on here that's basically the same as a knife edge. But the problem I'm having, and I'm not sure whether it's due to the quality of the steel or the way that I'm using the knife sharpener or whatever, but I can't seem to get like a very good, consistent edge on here. For example, it'll be sharp in one section of the blade, but then in a different section, it won't be sharp at all. I'm not sure why this is happening, but I think that it has to do with this sharpener kind of messing up the geometry of the blade itself. So if I want to put an edge on it, I think I'm going to need a different approach. Using a grinder will get us close enough to have a good edge. Now, to be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing with this grinding wheel, so I've got my dad here to help me out, who, I mean, he owns the grinding wheel. The most important thing is that you just try to approximate a 30-degree angle, since that's the angle at which you want your blade to be cut. That looks pretty promising, honestly.
It's looking good. I gotta go back to the other side now. If you want this part of the blade sharp, I need to reset the jig because this is about a ½ an inch wider than it is here.
I think that probably we won't need it. It seems to me that ideally the front part of the sword is where you'd be striking anyway, right? That's where you're gonna get the most power.
That's what I think.
Now that is sharp as a sharp thing. Do we want to put a tip on it? That looks respectable. Since we needed some open space to test out our chainmail, we headed out to Knocknolls Park. To compensate for the fact that our dummy Stumpy isn't the actual weight of a person, I've staked his feet to the ground and rigged him up on this tree here so that he doesn't move as much when he gets hit by our swords. Now, to test out our armor, we've got two swords. We've got this sword, which is an actual sword that I got online, and then we have this sword, which I tried to make out of tin foil. The aluminum foil sword doesn't really hold much of an edge, but we're gonna try stabbing with this sword, and since I have the least hope in this one working, this is what's gonna go first. And then we'll move on to the big one. Sweet, all right, let's get swinging. So we're gonna start out with this guy right here. This is the aluminum sword that I made out of tin foil. The thing about this one is that you can't actually really put an edge on tin foil, so this one, I'm only gonna try to stab it. Let's see what happens. I'm aiming for right there. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let me try to follow through that a little better. 3, 2, 1. So that's a negatory on that guy. Let me see if I can do it one more time. Yeah, that's not doing squat. As expected, bit of a bust. All right, now we're gonna try slicing with the sword. My prediction is that this still won't work. Because chainmail is specifically designed to protect against slashing attacks, I still think this is gonna work pretty well. Let's test it out to see. 3, 2, 1. We got a dent here, so you can see that it's like pretty well dented, and there's definitely a line where it hit, but it didn't actually go through. Because of course, when you've got an edge like this, as sharp as it may be, you're still probably gonna have a tough time getting through any kind of like armor, because it just can't shear through it. I'm gonna give it one more swing just to give it a fair shot. This time I'm gonna try swinging a little bit up. 3, 2, 1. Well, that actually, it did disassemble our Pop Tab Chainmail, but I don't know if it really got through. I guess it got through in the sense that our dude is dead now. But I mean, or at least, you know, wounded. All right, let's also see what happens if we take another swing at it with the shirt exposed. I wanna see if we can get through with a slice. 3, 2, 1. Actually, I didn't get through. Now, I'm gonna try and hit it more with the tip and see if I can kind of cut in. 3, 2, 1. There we go. That got it. So I didn't get through all the duct tape. Like, skin is softer than duct tape. So if you were going for that, you definitely have injured your opponent. All right, so although we already got through with the swing, I want to try giving it a stab. I'm going to stab right about here where the armor is still pretty intact and see if I can actually get through it. 3, 2, 1. Hey, that busted right through. Let's see how far it got in. Oh, that's quite a bit. Now, granted, it's not an actual person, right? But still, that's probably about 9 inches. Yeah, we got through the duct tape as well, so it didn't just indent it, it actually went all the way in. So, what'd we learn? We learned that as long as you're using aluminum or lightweight weapons, probably, going up against Pop Tab Chainmail will actually protect you, but anything with any kind of weight or real power behind it, it's gonna bust right through. We don't have a perfect edge on this sword, and we were still able to get through pretty easily. Because of the way these are clipped together, I think that it's just not strong enough to stay as one piece when you swing at it. If you're going up against chainmail, because it's designed to protect against slashing, I think that if you can get a stab in, that's probably better. Of course, the reason that it breaks when you stab through it is that you can actually see that, like on this one where we stabbed through, it did actually go through in the spot of the pop tab where we had bent it. Because you're only contacting 1 or 2 pop tabs at a time, it's actually pretty easy for the tip of the sword, which is made out of also a harder metal, to get right through that soft aluminum. So, should you take your pop tab chainmail to a sword fight? I'm gonna have to say, probably not. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.